Last year, I went solo travelling, but nothing could prepare me for what was to happen next. Disaster. I was experiencing freedom for the first time. I had money, I had time, and I had my health. But then all of a sudden, I lost it all. I spent the last 12 months getting it back, clearing my debts, paying my dues, squashing my pride. But now I have a new challenge, and I'm taking you with me. Six months to 100,000.
Hi, my name is Leo Ski and welcome back to episode 3 of The Come Up, 250 to 100,000 pounds. In this episode, a lot has gone on. We started the week real good. I started the week on this and I finished the week on this. But the question is what happened in between? So although there's not much difference in between what I started with and what I ended with, there's been a big difference in between my psychology and what actually took place. And so there was a lot of stress, there's a lot of ups and there was a lot of downs. In fact, the way that I started the week was actually really strong, and I started the week really strong by accident. So that's a little insight as to what's going to be happening in this episode, in episode 3 this week. Not only that, but I ended the week with a very, very strong mindset. However, the strong mindset came after I had taken a loss to finish the week. So a very, very interesting one to say the least. So stay tuned, take note, and be prepared for some hidden gems in this week's episode. Monday morning, folks, and the motivation for today is that if you've been holding out on something that you know is a good idea, there's something inside of you that's telling you that you should pursue it. There's something inside of you telling you that you are going to grow from going after it and you're going to do great things from it. And there's a possibility of that inside of your mind. I'm telling you, go for it, right? It can either be day one or one day. It's your choice. I'm about to get into the gym, so let's make it happen. Happy Monday and let's start the week strong. Let me not forget, I'm almost on the charts. Well, I was on the charts, I can't lie. But let me not forget that today or last week on Thursday or Friday, the US opened back up, the government, after almost 2 months worth of shutdown. So there was loads of unreleased news over the past 2 months that hasn't come out yet. So any red folder news that comes out is going to trigger the markets like crazy. So I'm kind of scared, I can't lie, guys. I just made a terrible mistake, guys. I just entered a trade on the wrong account. I've entered a risky trade on my flip account and it has nothing to do with the setup or anything. So now it's about to run towards stop loss and I would have taken this loss for no reason. So help me. Okay, so that trade is running in profit. So I've put the stop loss at entry because if it taps me out at entry, then whatever, it's fine. Okay, so I entered this trade here, right? Now bearing in mind, it's not my usual strategy. Stop loss was underneath here initially. I'm aiming for the high of the day, really. That was the idea behind this trade. Now, like I said, it's not in my plan or anything like that. I actually took the trade on the wrong account. But like I said, my stop loss is at entry right now. So I'm just gonna wait and see if price taps into this area up here. The reason why I'm taking this trade is because I'm expecting this high to be taken out first before we get the actual trade, which is towards the downside. As you can see, a take profit got hit, so my flip account is now up. Yeah, so I made money on that. Don't know how to feel, but yeah, a win is a win at the end of the day. Yeah, man. Happy Monday. Morning, another day with sleep in my eyes. Another day outside of the gym, ready to get in there, ready to make this day happen. I am, what am I expecting today? I don't know, but I need to factor in the fact that I don't need to trade every single day. So what am I doing this week? No plans as of yet, so we'll see what God brings. But yeah, I know what I'm doing today. I'm doing legs. No, sorry, I'm not doing legs. I'm doing shoulders. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to jump on the charts
as it is most days. So yeah, man, let's see what the markets hold for me today.
All right, Yoza, it is Tuesday. In fact, you know it's Tuesday anyways from my last post, but we're about to jump on the charts. Let's see what we got in store today. Hashtag light skin eyes. Okay, so I have missed the entry, and that entry would have hit take profit 1 to 3 perfectly, very, very nicely. And the reason I missed it is because I'm being very, very particular about this setups today. And so I completely missed it because I was over analyzing. I am, however, favoring buys, and this was a short position that I missed. So I'm not too fussed about it. Let's see how the rest of the day pans out. We still got another 3 hours left of the market. So yeah, let's see what happens. But this is what the missed trade looks like. So as you can see, very, very simple. My strategy, that would have been my entry point. Become invalidated by this low, which broke this low, and came back in, and this is where I should have shorted it from. That above here, and yeah, that's the low. So as you can see, I'm in a trade, and yeah, let's see how it gets on. I've been waiting forever to get in on one today, and yeah, let's see if patience pays. So price is coming back all the way to my entry, and if it breaks the trend line, I'm coming out of the trade. That's one thing that I learned from last week. So let's see what it's looking like. All right, cool. So yeah, bounce off of this trend line. If it breaks it, I'm out. Okay, so I've taken a re-entry, and the reason for that is because I didn't take the full loss. Obviously, I closed slightly early, but price had rejected so beautifully off of just after that trend line, which means that was just a liquidity sweep of the trend. So yeah, this is what it's looking like. So I took another entry here. As you can see, wash with this momentum. I believe we're going all the way to take profit. So we'll see what happens. So you know what? I'm closing all of my trades. I'm done. Psychologically, I'm not there. I feel like I'm over trading. So let me just get out of the market and call it a day for today, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an absolute violation.
That's exactly how my day is going, and yeah, I don't know how I feel. I feel like I should not close trades early and all of this kind of stuff, because it starts messing with my psychology, and I don't hold the good quality trades that I just take. So I hit take profit like this. So yeah, man, super stressed. Took a loss today, and I probably wouldn't have done it if I didn't close early. So it is what it is. Like both of these trades. Look, this one, oh. This one, take profit. This one would have hit take profit. Mate.
Oh my gosh, I need a breather. So the analysis of what happened today was completely dreadful. I basically thought I was sick. My brain, the side of my brain which is subconscious, thought I was sick. Thought, you know what, I can close trades early, re-enter. I re-entered on my other account for a short position, and then price just rejected, and I ended up closing that early at a loss. So that probably affected me psychologically going into my next trade. That was on the live account, on the 250 account that I took. So that's why I had to close that trade early, because psychologically I just said, listen, I'm doing too much. So yeah, the problem here is that when it comes to my psychology, I know that managing trades, closing trades early and stuff like that, it all kills my psychology, that I can't hack it. So I just need to make sure that my trading plan suits my psychology, because if it doesn't, I'm not going to be able to, be making profit long term. And that's the reality of trading in general, is your psychology will ensure that you're making money long term. So usually I don't manage trades. When I'm doing prop firm challenges, I'm not managing trades. It's stop loss or take profit. So what I did do correctly today is that I waited and I waited and I waited to get the setup for my buy. That's the good thing that I'd done, and I didn't jump in too early, which meant that I was able to get a good quality setup. Where I went wrong was that I didn't wait for the setup to play out to hit my take profit or stop loss. So what I take from today is that, number one, be patient, wait for the perfect setup. wait for what I'm looking for, which was the buys for today. Number 2 is don't manage my trade. And I think if I can combine those 2 things, we're making money all day long, guys. So yeah, quite happy that I realized it. I so needed this walk to take a break, man. But yeah, boy.
It's Wednesday, and Wednesdays is usually my rest day at the gym. So no gym, hence I'm having a lie-in. It's like 20 past 10. Don't get me wrong, I woke up at like 8 something. So yeah, ready for the day ahead. I might go out this morning actually, but we'll see. It was freezing. It was actually snowing outside today. So yeah, not a place for yeah. Feel like skin brothers. Trust me, we need as much sun as we can.
You know what? New York session starts in 15 minutes, but you know those ones where you're in a habit of getting up in the morning to go to the gym? I'm in that same habit, so I need to get up and go somewhere. So I'm gonna go fly into town quickly, just have a little window shop, see if I can get maybe a winter jacket or something, and then come back. So I might be in town for maybe an hour, but at the same time, yeah, I just thought to do something today and get out. And it also gives me time to really pray and give thanks. And I usually typically always do that in my car. So I feel like that's been getting me in a really good mindset or headspace for the past week or so. So let me continue to keep up that habit. So I'm going to do that on my way to the shops essentially, and then before I go into town. So yeah, that's my plan for right now. And yeah, hopefully that'll give me a good start to the day. All right, so just finished, got back, finished getting out of Zara, got myself a little something, and now we're going back. And it's about half an hour, 45 minutes into New York session, so I feel like I'm still gonna catch a trade today. So let's go. All right, folks, so I'm in a trade and I literally just got back in, and literally as soon as I opened the charts, there was a trade. Also, I thought there was a setup, so I've taken it. Let's see how it goes. All right, and just let that, about to be stopped out. All right, so as you can see, we've got stopped out of that trade. And yeah, I mean, the good thing is that I know why I got stopped out of the trade. I was being a little bit too hasty with the entry, and I didn't do a little extra piece of analysis, which I only just learned 2 days ago. But now I've taken a loss, I've officially learned. Do you know what I mean? Also, I don't know if you realize, but today's setup is almost exactly the same as how it went yesterday. Let me show you. So as you can see here, if this goes up here and takes out this high, it's almost identical, right? So check this out. Yesterday, there was a short trade towards the downside. And then obviously it came over and tapped in and it went. Let me show you. So let me scrub along. Here we go. Look at that. So trade towards the downside, took out the low liquidity and came back up, tapped in and off to the races. So very, very interesting. But almost identical. All right, I'm not feeling too happy this evening for the simple reason that, I don't know, man. I just feel quite frustrated because I've been back testing my strategy when I should be editing. And yeah, even the back testing is not slapping the way that it, you know, my trades used to be. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know whether or not it's my eyes that are seeing things differently after taking all of these losses, or what, man. So I don't know, man. I'm just feeling very, very down tonight. Even though I was alright earlier, but it's just kind of like the realization, man. It's like, damn.
Well, got me, people. It is Thursday today, and there is bare news events happening at 1:30 p.m. today. So I'm taking it easy, I'm taking it slow. I'm about to get into the gym, so I'm not in no rush today. I'm definitely not trading before the news, that's for a fact. So we're gonna wait to see what the market's looking like a bit later on to see if there's any opportunities. If not, I'm not forcing it because it's a red folder news day, and we don't like them things around here, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Let's see what's good.
So yeah, I'm on the charts, but I'm not trading today. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the day off and chill and relax, you know what I'm saying, Reeks? And yeah, hopefully be back tomorrow if there's no news.
Good morning. It's crazy what this looks like with the right lighting on the front camera. Anyhow, I feel quite good about not trading yesterday, and it feels good to kind of slow down the pace and not force anything. I think that going forward, that's what I'm going to try and do, is not try and force anything, not try to force trades, not try to have to trade every single day. And that's one thing that I was checking in my back testing yesterday, not yesterday, the day before, that, you know, in my back testing, I'm only taking 3, maximum 4 trades a week. So in this challenge, I've been trying to trade every single day. So let me not try to do that, right? And also, one thing that I was speaking about yesterday on my mentorship call was the fact that different risk protocols will give or yield different results. So as an example, if you have a trader that takes 5 losses in a row and they scale down their risk using dynamic risk, which is what we're using in the flip challenge, and they take 2 wins after, typically those 2 wins, even if they're 1 to 3, won't bring them up to even break even. They'll still be in a loss. Whereas if you have another trader that uses, you know, a fixed risk percentage of 1% as an example, they take 5 losing trades, they have 2 trades that hit 1 to 3, they will be actually in profit. So because of the way that I'm doing this challenge is one of the reasons why it's more difficult to get out of drawdown. So right now my account is on £188. It's more difficult for me to go back to 250 than if I was using just a fixed 1% risk. So I've got to bear that in mind, because dealing with dynamic risk protocols, it has its upsides when things are going right, but on the downside is when things are going wrong and not to plan. So you can be in drawdown for a prolonged period of time. So that's just an update, but I'm about to get into the gym. So just in case I don't trade today, that's the nuggets or bits of wisdom for today, for this Friday. So happy Friday and see you soon.
All right, so I'm on the charts and I'm being super cautious today. There is news coming up in about an hour and 15 minutes. And price, there is an entry signal for price. However, it's hovering around the New York high. So as you can see, price is around this level, which means that because price hasn't taken out this level yet, there's going to be a lot of New York sellers that's getting the opportunity to get in here. They're going to be putting their stops above this level, right? Which means price will want to come and is going to be attracted to this area. So although it's giving me an indication for a sell, I mean, I'm not the only person that's going to be selling from this point. You know, it's going to be everybody else that's using this as an area of resistance, and a trend line if you want to use trend lines as well. So yeah, I'm just waiting to see if price breaks beneath here and possibly looking for an entry, but we'll see. All right, as you can see, this is exactly what we got, peeps. This is exactly what we got. So I'm very happy. Patience pays, guys. Patience pays. All right, I set a limit order for this level here. So let's see if it taps me in and hopefully brings me to TP. Okay, so I should be in. Let's see what happens with this trade. All right, and just like that, we have been stopped out of this trade, as you can see, right? So how do I feel? I feel actually pretty good because it's a very calculated trade. The reason for the stop loss, I'm going to assume, is more than likely going to be because it was placed too tight. So if that's the case, I'm happy. If it's not the case, then yeah, I don't know what to say. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that stop loss. It was a calculated trade, and I don't feel like I was entering too hasty or anything like that. But it's another loss, and we are down now to about £180, I think. So one more trade left. All right, so what am I doing tonight? Is Saturday. I've been awake since 4:30 this morning, done a 12-hour shift at work, and I came back, had some food, and I've been back testing on the charts since about 6 o'clock. Yeah, probably around 6 o'clock, and it's now 9:30, and I'm tired. Don't get me wrong. I've only had about 5 hours sleep. But yeah, and the reason why I'm back testing is because each time I fail the challenge, I'm giving myself an allowance to be able to change, try something new, or do something different when I fail. So going into the next challenge, when I top back up to 250 again, I can do something new, different, or something that I wasn't doing before, let's just say. So that's why I'm back testing right now. I've got one more trade left for next week, and then of course I can try something new and something different. So that's why I'm back testing tonight. And yeah man, this is where champions are made. You see, when you're refining, this is where champions are made.
So there you have it. That's what this week has really consisted of. And so it's been a crazy week, but I'm starting the new week with good potential foundation for my mindset. And in fact, the certain topic that I really wanted to speak about that's really helped me to get through this week, that I've been reflecting on this weekend, is what I call zoom out. In trading, zoom out means if you're in doubt, zoom out. Meaning zoom out on the charts, zoom out as to what you're looking at, zoom out on your perspective, get a bigger perspective as to where you're looking to be taking action on. Because what happens is you get caught in such a narrow and focused mindset that you forget the bigger picture. So for me this week, it's been a lot more than zooming out on the charts, but zooming out in terms of the bigger picture, in terms of the whole journey as a whole. And what I mean by that is that, think about it like this. If I fail this challenge and breach this first challenge, I lose £75. Now, if I zoom out and think about all of the stress that I'm going through, and a lot of the time that you'll realize is that when you're in a state of stress, your mind is hyper focused on every little detail that's happening right now, the little nooks and crannies, everything that's going wrong. But when you zoom out, you relieve the stress. Why? Because you get a bigger picture. So if I think about all of the times where I'm hyper focused and I'm stressing about this trade, is it going to go take profit? Is it going to hit stop loss? Is it, should I close it early? All of this and that. If I step back, if you step back, if you zoom out and realize where you're at in terms of the timeline as to where you want to be and where you want to get to, you will realize that what you're going through right now is not even a problem. If I think about it like this, if I fail or lose one trade, guess what? It's not a problem because I just go down one step. If I lose one challenge, guess what? It's not a problem because I only lose £75 and I start again fresh. So the thing is that when you're pursuing anything that you really want to do in life, you need to understand that the hurdles that you're going through right now are insignificant as to the magnitude of the goals that you're going to be achieving once they're done. Think about it like this. In 6 months' time, if I zoom out and put myself in and see the bigger picture, in 6 months' time, I'm going to be up by over 100K. And if I'm up by 100K, am I going to be worrying about losing one challenge, which is 75 quid? No. Am I going to be worrying about, moving my stop loss to entry, or should I close the trade early or stuff? No. Why? Because I know, I've just made 100K. Do you think I'm going to be looking at all of these little insignificant stresses like they are literally nothing? They are a blip in terms of the bigger picture. It's like, imagine your goal is to own the ocean, as an example, but you're worried about right now where you are losing a little drop from your little, from your little puddle that you've got going on. But if you just wait, and wait for a prolonged period of time, it's gonna rain. And your puddle, which is gonna start off as a puddle, is gonna grow. It's gonna become a pond and then a lake. And before you know it, a river. And all of a sudden now you have access to the whole ocean. It's the same way that I want you to be able to see your goals. And if you're trading, or even if you're not trading, but you need to look at the bigger picture, zoom out. Anytime that you're stressed out, zoom out. And this is why meditating really helps with your mindset in life, because it allows you to go outside of the current circumstance that you're sitting in right now. It allows you to zoom out. Spiritually, you're able to visualize things that are bigger than your current circumstances. And so this is the encouragement that I want to give you, is that if you're in doubt, zoom out. If you think you can't do this, zoom out. There's times this week, as you've probably seen, that I wanted to quit trading. I wanted to quit. Why? Because I had lost the trade. I lost a few trades. I lost 5 trades. Guess what? I might lose the challenge. But guess what? I'm only losing 75 quid. So if in doubt, zoom out. If I'm doubting I'm going to make it in trading, zoom out. And then I'm able to see the bigger picture. Then I'm able to get clarity. Then I'm able to get more confidence and faith in what I'm doing and what the bigger picture is. So one thing that I will say is that for you, if you're trying to do anything big, if you're trying to achieve some goals that are challenging right now, just understand this. Zoom out. This next episode that you're going to see is going to be a crazy one. And I'll say that because why? I've got 1 trade left of this challenge. If I lose this next trade, I'm going to be changing absolutely everything about how I've been trading. But if I succeed on my next trade, then guess what? I need to double down on what I'm currently doing to be able to make it happen. So stay tuned for the next episode, and I'll see you soon.